I hope all of you have had a chance to spend time with family and friends over the holiday season. This week, the world is watching a series of high-level diplomatic meetings to address Russia's recent destabilizing actions and threats to European security. We've already seen a lot of Russian disinformation, so I want to be clear about some basic facts. The United States respects the sovereignty of each country, including Georgia and Ukraine. Russia does not get a veto over your sovereign decisions. We will not negotiate about Georgia without Georgia. Secretary Blinken has said the United States will not discuss European security without our European allies and partners. We are unwavering in our support for Georgia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. We will continue to join the overwhelming majority of the international community in calling for Russia to end its occupation of Georgia. We are also firm in our commitment that, as stated in the Bucharest Declaration, when the conditions have been met, Georgia and other partners will become members of NATO. Why is high-level diplomacy necessary? Because the Kremlin insists Russia should be allowed to establish an exclusive sphere of influence throughout Eastern Europe and the Caucasus. President Putin's goal is to stop these countries, including Georgia, from acting as fully sovereign, independent nations that have the right to choose their own security partners. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman launched this week's high-level diplomacy by meeting with her Russian counterpart in Geneva. That will be followed by meetings at NATO in Brussels and at the OSCE in Vienna. These meetings are extremely relevant to Georgia, and we are coordinating closely with the Georgian government as well as other partners and our NATO allies. As the Deputy Secretary discussed in her conversation with Georgia's foreign minister last week, Russia's demands are unacceptable. They are an attempt to discard 30 years of post-Cold War peace, stability, and progress, and try to recreate Soviet domination and control over its neighbors. Georgians know Russia very well. You know how the Kremlin twists the truth and distorts history, trying to confuse and divide people. Russia is the country that destroyed the Republic of Georgia in 1921, desecrated Georgian Orthodox churches, and tried to smother the Georgian language. Georgians fought for your country and your freedom against Russia so you could choose your own future as a strong democracy, a choice the United States is very proud to support. You continue to experience Russian aggression every day in the form of Russia's occupation of Abkhazia and South Ossetia, and you're subject to constant disinformation attacks. Russia has been trying to divide the United States and our European allies and partners, including Georgia, for years, and this is just the latest attempt. We will not allow this to happen. The United States and Europe have worked too hard and sacrificed too much for the 80 years of peace and prosperity we've enjoyed because of NATO and transatlantic cooperation. Georgia has been a strong partner in this effort, and we will continue to consult with Georgia every step of the way. Let's be clear. The Kremlin has nothing to offer its neighbors but fear, oppression, and disinformation. That is not what Georgia or the United States stand for. The United States continues to believe in a Europe whole, free, and at peace, and we will continue to work to make this a reality together with our European partners and allies. We are willing to meet with Russia to attempt to prevent conflict and de-escalate, but we cannot and will not trade away European security, sovereignty, or freedom. The Georgian motto is our motto, Zala Ertobashia, Madloba.